We're the digital shovel factory. They make Minipods here. What is a Minipod anyway? It's like a plug and play Bitcoin mining container. They make basically everything in-house. It's kind of crazy, including even their PDUs. And it's not like that bullshit where they're like, oh yeah, we assemble our PDUs in-house. Like, no, like they pretty much almost entirely make them, like even just down to like the PCBs, which is crazy. So 2 products mainly from them, you know, that are like package designs. You have the Minipod, this. You also have pods that connect a string of pods together with switch gear. And their newest and latest product and release, it's called the Nanopod. So the Minipod looks like a behemoth next to the Nanopod, even though the Minipod is a very tight form factor for being able to deploy 88 or 72 miners depending on the configuration and the version of that unit. The Minipods are built for 3-phase electricity, whereas the Nanopods can be run on 3-phase electricity, but are designed with single-phase electricity in mind. So this is inside a digital shovel Minipod M300, and we can see that we have the bare bones, but we have the bus bar installed, we have the intake awnings on, we've got the light here, and then we also have the exhaust fans. This is a really interesting snapshot of just what is this like before the rest of the electronics go in, giving you an idea here of the shelving at the exhaust setup here. So instantly you can understand how these fans are wired, their connection types, and then how they have the cable management ran from these exhaust fans here to the front of the Minipod, where there's going to be a PDU that comes down here, and then these are just going to plug into that, and you'll be able to power each one of them. So you will normally see 5 plugs, right? So you're seeing exhaust fan 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But then you're also normally seeing a plug for the recirc fan, the recirculation fan, which is going to push hot air back over to this side if you're dealing with a condensation issue, if your miners are getting too cold, and so forth. So depending on how many miners you're running, you may also find that you don't need to run all of these fans. Their new fan model is very powerful. Each fan, I believe, moves over 15,000 CFM of air each, so it's a lot. For example, my Minipod is basically half loaded, and I just have it set up where we're literally just running one side. That's reducing my electricity expenditure. I'm only running 2 fans instead of 4. To put into perspective, in my testing, these fans, if I remember right, are using about like 750 watts or so. So essentially, you run all 4 fans, it's like running an additional miner. So getting costs down like gives me a more viable operation. Just trying to always run a lean business to make sure that I'm profitable in a bull run. Sure, that's easy, but also in a bear market. It's super cool too when these are connected. Like, I really want to deploy a couple Minipods one day and just have them connected to each other, because you just walk through it. Like, it'd be wild to walk in, right? And then you just, bam, you're in another one. And then you're just like, okay. Bam, you're in another one. Like, that's wild. You just walk through 200 miners. Each one of these can run about 0.3 megawatts of miners, which means you deploy 3 of these, it's nearly a megawatt of mining, which is 1,000,000 watts. That's a lot of gear. Current generation Minipods can run 72 miners inside. And that's because mining rigs for Bitcoin keep getting bigger and more powerful, more power hungry. My Minipod from 2 years ago can actually run 88 miners, but that's based on the smaller generation of mining rigs. One of the wildest things is that they manufacture their own PDUs. And I don't know if you understand how advanced, unusual, difficult, and impressive that is. This is a product that's dominated by the Chinese market. They make a bunch of these and they have it cornered. These control boards that they have, like, they run the PDU, but you don't connect to the control board. Like when you're like in the software, you're in the Raspberry Pi. Like, so the Raspberry Pi is honestly more like the brains, and the control board is more like the body. Their operation out here, 80,000 square feet, 80 plus employees, and a whole lot of robotic equipment has been nothing short of impressive. This is honestly mind-blowing to see in person, and even as a owner of one of their Minipods from a couple years ago, still have it operating, it's good to go. I had no idea how much they were doing here in-house, and it's just very like interesting. This is an absolute like just game changer for the Bitcoin mining game. And how often do we see manufacturing go overseas? How often? Like almost everything you buy is coming out of China or that region. And no, there's not a comparable made in America version of the digital Shovel Minipod or their Nanopod or their other products, but this is still North American based. This is still a homegrown operation. This is a company I would much rather be supporting than sending those jobs overseas to China and that associated area. It's scary how much manufacturing is associated with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining in particular with that region. And not only by decentralizing the network, right, by running a Bitcoin miner at my house, at your house, a professional operation like Digital Shovel has here, it decentralizes Bitcoin mining equipment and production. And there's a huge value to that. When we talk about the Minipod V3, this is one of the key design upgrades, changes they're working on. This is a very interesting design where they have these fans. They're going to pressurize. It's going to potentially like extremely enhance the airflow and increase the airflow. And it's all based around these new fans and the positioning, and then also with the awnings. You can see this is one of their older prototypes because you can't change the filters from the front, which means that you'd have to probably be down here, which would be pretty like poor experience. But having already thought about that from the engineering side and adjusted is very cool. And it's honestly, it's like fascinating to walk around Digital Shovel's factory and to see how much they're working on, how much they're producing, and just truly like a huge effort on R&D. And I think that's what stands out the most to me, other than like their integration of like truly producing like everything themselves that they possibly can, is just a huge focus on research and design. They're continuing to do research, they're continuing to improve, and it's like it's just like an obsession with your product in a good way, to continue pushing the boundaries, to continue improving your product, because Bitcoin mining is very popular right now, and a lot of altcoin mining. It's not hard to sell a Bitcoin mining container, especially ones that already work. So seeing their product line expanding, seeing their production capabilities increase, seeing their quality control and automation going up even higher, right? All while also researching and redesigning, and that's so much effort. That's a huge expense just to keep pushing the envelope to make better stuff. It's just absolutely badass. I hope that anyone watching this doesn't think that hyping this up or shilling it, like, this operation is incredible, and it is one of the most interesting and advanced things I've ever seen, especially being a homegrown Bitcoin mining container operation. This isn't VC money. This was Scott hustling to go from a one-man op to an 80-man op and like 80 robots also in that operation. Please subscribe to the channel, check out our other videos, and as always, I appreciate you. Let's close this out in style with 10 seconds of tails. Thanks for watching.